Welcome back, everybody. We've got another game of Warhammer 40,000 for you today. This time we have the Imperial Alliance Space Marines commanded by Griff and Imperial Guard commanded by Hutch going up against the forces of Hive Fleet Nug in 2,800-ish points on each side. We are doing this third mission in the Dice Head campaign for the Fall of Stulte Mors. The mission here is to attack the enemy side of the table. He will have 2 intelligence markers there, and you need to control those because each unit you have within 12 inches of those, I think. Yeah, 12 inches of those. You score 1 point, 2 points, and then you score 2 points for the objectives that will be scattered across the table as well. We'll walk down that more once we finish table setup. We just want to show you our general layout here. The Tyranids will be defending because the fluff is that for this mission that the Imperials are trying to end some of the aggression against their positions and launch a counter-offensive against the base holdings of the enemy. So they will be launching themselves into the teeth of a Tyranid nest today in an attempt to break up their synapse network and prevent them from exercising their control on the system. We will be right back with army lists. Right, next up we got our armies. Hutch is going to walk you down his guard half first.
Alright, I have a company command squad. The commander has a plasma pistol, melta bombs, and carapace armor. The squad has carapace armor with a heavy flamer and 3 melta guns. I have a squad of 6 stormtroopers with a plasma pistol and 2 plasma guns. I have a demolisher with dozer blades. I have 2 veteran squads with 2 plasma guns, a heavy flamer, carapace armor, and crack grenades. They are in chimeras with dozer blades. I have a vet squad with 2 melta guns, a heavy flamer, carapace armor, crack grenades, also in a chimera with dozer blades. I have a single wyvern and then a squadron of 2 wyverns.
Alright, and then Josh walk you down the Space Marine part.
So my HQ, I have a chaplain with 9 assault marines with 2 flamers. They have a veteran sergeant with a power fist, and they are in a drop pod with a Deathwind launcher. Then I have 2 identical tactical squads that have a melta gun, multi-melta, combi melta, melta bombs, and they are in drop pods with Deathwind launchers. I have a dreadnought with an assault cannon, heavy flamer in a drop pod with a Deathwind launcher, and 10 stern guard with 2 heavy flamers and a power fist in a drop pod with a Deathwind launcher, and 2 storm talons with Skyhammer missile launchers.
And I also have a Vendetta hiding there in the back.
All right.
He got lost.
So there is the Imperial Alliance. Then we have the Tyranids that they will be attempting to break the position of. For my 2 objective markers, we have the 2 partially completed terrain sites. They're filling in as it's supposed to be fortifications, but I'm just playing them as hive nodes, whatever you want to call them. For the army itself, I'm running 2 combined arms detachments. Rather than break down what's in each, I'm just going to walk you down the army as a whole. I have 4 units of 21 Hormagaunts. They have adrenal glands on all of them. The 3 lictors standing here are 3 individual zoanthropes. I have a squad of 2 venom thropes. Got the new models. They're not showing up so well because they're painted black, but got a mixed squad here that represents 5 zoanthropes with a neurothrope in the middle. Exocrine, 3 Hive or Tyrant Guard with adrenal glands, rending claws, and scything talons. They're running with my Warlord Hive Tyrant. He has a heavy venom cannon and a lash whip bone sword. He also has adrenal glands and electroshock grubs. 3 Hive Guard with impaler cannons. A Turbogon with electroshock grubs and cluster spines, 2 Crones with cluster spines, Sporocyst there in the center, and then 2 Molochs. I think I hit on everything. So that's the Tyranid half. We will be back after deployment. Alright, so to clarify the mission, we made a few mistakes when we were opening the thoughts, which is bad because I'm the one who wrote it. But the towers here, every unit they have within 12 inches is worth 1 point at the end of the game. Each one of the objectives, which are the Ripper Swarms, there's 1 there, 1 there, 1 under the Exocrine, 1 there, and another there. Each of those is worth 2 points to whoever controls it when the game ends. They can achieve Line Breaker, and I cannot. And then they get Slay the Warlord is worth 2 points. and then either of us can achieve first blood. So that's the Tyranid setup. Half of my units had to remain in reserve, which most of it was the deep striking stuff and the flying stuff. I got my zoanthropes, one behind that tower, and then 2 of the individuals there. The big squad is behind the trench there. Got the Hive Guard, the Exocrine, the Venomtropes in the back, and then my Warlord Hive Tyrant here. And then the Hormagaunts, the Turbogon, the Molochs, and the Crones are in reserve. And there's maybe 1 or 2 more units there. That's all I'm remembering right now. So that's the Tyranid setup. The Imperial player rolls on from this board edge, and then we go from there. Oh, also my Spore Assist went here because it just seemed fitting since we're terraforming this. So Imperials roll on from the edge, and we will be back after they take their turn 1. Imperial turn 1 has come to an end. The Guardsmen rolled on their Wyverns here in the center. The Guardsmen came on down here. Keep in mind these 2 Terran Sports had Dozer Blades. He immobilized 1 in the movement phase, 1 in the shooting phase when he tried to move flat out. One of them trucked on to try to help his Marine friends. The Marines dropped in here and focused on the 2 zoanthropes on the end and killed them off. These guys landed in the middle, fired on the Hive Guard to no effect. Felt a lot of cover saves, took 3 wounds from the Deathwind here on the Zoes. The nearest one had 2+ for the Venomthropes, but felled 2 of those, so he died. One of those died, and another one took a wound from another shot. I forget what. I think a Wyvern. And then one of the Venomthropes, somehow the Venomthropes emerged unscathed from all the Wyvern fire, took 1 wound in total. So that's where we're at right now. The Imperials have scored first blood and are threatening the nodes. The Tyranids are going to come out and defend, and we will be back after that has started. Bloody first turn in return for the Tyranids. Moved to this flank between the Exocrine and a couple other shooting. Whittled the Stern Guard down to 4 guys. This spawned a Muculid, which hit this pod, blew up, killed 2 more of them. So 2 Stern Guard left, 4 Marines here that are falling back. The Hive Tyrant and his Tyrant Guard locked these guys up. They tried to fall back after they got beat in combat, but were caught by the Tyrant in the process. So we're still locked up there. No damage to the Guard, but the Marines took a pretty heavy shelling there. Also lost a point on this pod from the Muculid exploding. And Warp Blast from these guys is what killed off most of the tactical Marines there. So Space Marine reserves coming in. Flyer is checking for the Guardsmen. And then we will be back following Imperial turn 2. Imperial turn 2 has come to an end. Vendetta flies on, fires at the bunker, and causes 2 penetrating hits, which cause 3d6 strength 6 hits on the Venomthropes and kill all of them. The squad in this Chimera and this Stormtrooper squad fired on the Exocrine, left him with 1 wound. Hive Tyrant and his Guard failed to do much of anything, killed 2 Marines in combat, so they're still locked up for my turn. Zoanthrope down here died to the fire from the Dreadnought, and lost 2 more wounds on Zoes down here. So the 3-ups just are not loving me. Hopefully I will get some reserves in, but he did roll for his Warlord trait -1 reserves. So we will see what happens. We'll be back after Tyranid turn 2. Alright, Tyranid turn 2 has come to an end. 3 squads of Hormagaunts, the Tyrannifex, one of the Crones, and one of the Molochs came on. We would have got it all. The Warlord trait saved a few units coming on. I'm kind of glad it saved one of the Hormagaunt squads because I completely ran out of room. In Assault, the Zoanthropes down here killed the last Stern Guard and cleared out there. The Hive Tyrant killed his opponents and moved back into the trench. Spore Mine spawned and charged that Marine, blew up but did nothing. The Exocrine, I forgot to roll. We'll be right back after that combat. Charged that drop pod. And she fired her electroshock grubs, dealt 1 whole point worth of damage to the drop pod and to the Dreadnought. Crone vector struck and killed 1 Stormtrooper, and then killed all but there's 1 survivor. The rest died to the Droll Cannon. So that is Tyranid turn 2. We will be back. Oh yeah, and the Moloch. Moloch got 9 of the 10 Guardsmen that came out of that Rhino when he came, or Chimera when he came up. So that's where we are at the moment. We will be back after Imperial turn 3. Alright, turn 3 for the Imperials has wound up. The Space Marines got their reserves. These guys came in and killed a bunch of Gaunts, and then the Dreadnought locked the rest up. They're within synapse, so they're good with where they are. Crone took 2 wounds, made a whole bunch of cover saves from the 2 Storm Talons that came on and shot him. Vendetta fired at the Zoanthropes and did nothing. but the Wyverns killed 2 and left the Neurothrope with the 1 wound remaining. What else? Moloch got charged by the lone survivor there. He feasted once again and moved off to try to fight the Wyverns. Marine tried to charge the Exocrine here and died to Overwatch, and then the Exocrine crushed this pod in combat. So that's where we're at. Going into Tyranid turn 3, got some more reserves to bring in, and we will be back once that is complete. Tyranid turn 3 has come to an end. The drop pods have been mostly cleaned up. Exocrine charged and destroyed this one. The Tyrant Guard and the Hive Tyrant multi-charge destroyed that one and destroyed this thing. They had to ED bark because they had some spore mines there, so they dropped out on this side. I didn't get any psychic powers off. He cast Warp Blast in an attempt to destroy this, but got Witch denied. Second Moloch came up and destroyed half of the Chaplain squad down there. The Tervagon fired her electroshock grubs, killed the last stormtrooper, damaged this pod, charged the pod, and destroyed it with her smash attack. Second Crone came on. Both Crones overflew the Vendetta and did it 2 damage points, one of which destroyed its nose-mounted las cannon. Both of the Storm Talons had to jink because haywire hits came in on them. One of them took no damage, the other lost a whole point to a glancing hit. The Moloch charged in here and wrecked one of the Wyverns and is set to hopefully continue his damage next turn, but the Guardsmen have some significant guns back here, so they might get him before he gets to. Going into turn 4, Tyranids still have some congestion in their deployment zone, but the Guardsmen are intact. Space Marines have bore the brunt of it, so not a lot of them left. Guardsmen, though, are still pretty intact, so we will go from there. Turn 4 coming up. Alrighty, the Space Marines snap-fired their Storm Talons here, destroyed the Zoanthrope. Lost 10 or 12 gaunts here, 10 or 12 gaunts there to the 2 surviving Wyverns. Moloch did nothing in combat, lost a wound, and then failed his hit and run, so he's stuck in combat for the next turn. And the Guardsmen fired here and attempted a charge, but to no avail. They were just short. So, Space Marine Imperial Guard turn 4 is ended. Coming up in the bottom of the turn, Tyranid, hopefully some vengeance. Oh, also we lost the Exocrine. The Demolisher knocked him out. So, hopefully we'll get some back here and continue the carnage. Back after Tyranid turn 4. Tyranid turn 4 has come to an end. Moloch made his hit and run out. Hormagaunts joined him. Those adrenal glands I have not regretted yet. They killed 3 of the Marines there. The Moloch killed the last Marine, wounded the Chaplain, and then made a hit and run attack. Dreadnought continues to pound on these poor fools. The Mama haywired this thing, did nothing, charged it, got a pin, and shook it. Just in time for there to be no babies for it to fire at. Hive Tyrant and his guys charged the Demolisher and destroyed it with an explosion. Moloch stripped all the hull points out of that Wyvern. One of the Crones flew over this Wyvern, knocked a point out, and destroyed one set of the Howitzers. This Crone flew over here, and they both fired Tentaclids and destroyed one of the Storm Ravens, or Storm Talons. These guys that had fallen out here, the Spore Mines charged them. They wiped the first cluster out on Overwatch, but the second cluster hit, detonated, and killed 8 of the men, and the Hormagaunts cleaned the last 2 up. That's about it for the turn. We are going into turn 5, and after that we will be back with the Imperial answer. Turn 5 for the Imperials has come to an end. Couple more gaunts squashed here, couple more gaunts squashed here. Caused 2 wounds, couldn't get through his armor save. Vendetta came back on, hit this building, killed everybody inside. Not real sure how one last cannon beam did that, but it happened. Lost some more gaunts down here to the last surviving Wyvern. Hopefully I'm about to rectify that problem. Yeah. Alright, well, that's it. Turn 5 coming up. We will be done with Tyranid half and then show you the dice roll, see if we go on. Alrighty, turn 5 has rolled to an end. Chaplain still refused to die here, made his invols and armors. Tervagon charged in there, dealt 3 wounds to the commander in a challenge. The guard colonel, he made 2 of 3 5-up invols, so he's still here. The Hive Tyrant failed his charge against that squad that was against the building, but the Spore Mines this turn charged into him and killed everybody there. Moloch made a charge here and exploded the final Wyvern and cleared the guard's support elements. So we are going to roll to see if we go to turn 6, and if not, we will be back with tabulated points. 5. So we will go to turn 6. We will be back following that. Alright, Imperial turn 6 has come to an end. Chaplain finally failed an armor save. The Hormigaunt found a hole in his gorget and brought him down. The mama decided that melta bomb didn't feel too good. She smashed and got past his invul this time. Killed him, but his guy's stuck. Fired a lot of stuff at this Gaunt, but he managed to stick around, so he's still alive. Going into Tyranid, turn 6. Turn 6 has rolled to an end. Since this flyer came down, it took a hit from the Spore Assist that knocked one of its hull points out, and then a flamer from the Crone did it the rest of the way. This Crone moved in on the objective here. Moloch and Mama finished up the Imperial Command Squad. I think that was about it as far as damage. Dreadnought squashed a couple more. So that's the end of turn 6. Dicing for 7 now. We do go to 7. So we will be back after Imperial turn 7. Alrighty, Imperial turn 7. Dreadnought killed a couple of Gaunts. I accidentally sent my synapse away, so the rest of them decided it was time to get. And the Dreadnought said he wasn't having it. So all the Hormagaunts got destroyed there. Multi-laser fire from the 2 surviving Chimeras kicked in down here, knocked that last Gaunt out. We'll be back after Tyranid turn 7 with the conclusion of this bloodbath. The game has ended after 7 bloody turns. The Tyranids have defended their nest. The Tyranids hold all 5 objectives. The Dreadnought is scoring Linebreaker, and he's within 12 inches of the Hive node. So that gives them 2 points, and then they have First Blood, which gives them 3. So I have 10 points for the objectives. They have 3 for that. And then I have 2, 1 for each of their warlords. We decided to count it that way for this game, just for whatever. Because he got 2, they get 2 points for mine, and I get 1 point for each of theirs. So 12-3 in favor of the Tyranids. After action reports, army lists, all that good stuff on the blog as always. Head over to the Dice Head campaign website and become a part of this campaign. Also, like and subscribe on YouTube, and give Enter the Maelstrom a like over on Facebook. Give us your armchair general thoughts, and we will see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.